Hi, I'm Dan Nader, Director of Product Management for Norton Internet Security, Norton Antivirus, and Norton 360. Today we're going to walk through what's new in the products for 2010. We're going to cover three main areas: performance, protection, and we'll talk about some key new features. Before we do that though, let's take a step back and talk about our motivation for developing the 2010 products. Our users have told us that they want a product that is easy to install, keeps their PC safe, and doesn't slow their PC down. Those were our guiding principles for 2010. For example, we focused on making the installation experience easy and fast. We still install in about a minute, and we do it with just a single click. So what's new for 2010? A lot. There are a ton of enhancements under the hood, and we'll talk about some of those later, but we've also focused on some key usability improvements as well. You can see that we have a new look and feel for 2010. We've taken the time to ensure that the most used features can be reached with a single click. I happen to be running on XP here, but the 2010 products obviously run on Vista, and they're certified for Windows 7 as well. We also made sure that 2010 delivered further improvements in key performance metrics. The most obvious for users is scan time. For 2010, we added a cool new feature to ensure that scans are even faster. Now, when the product runs in high trust mode, total scan time is dramatically reduced because we don't have to scan each and every file that we already know is good. We expect that our scan time this year will be even faster than last year, and to prove it, we're going to publish independent third-party testing results on our website later this year. Now let's take a look at how we've moved forward in terms of protection. We've added a new technology this year to all of our products, codenamed Quorum. What's Quorum? Well, simply put, Quorum helps us to decide what to do with the file when we haven't seen it before. The bad guys have gotten really good at changing their malware to evade signatures. Behavioral-based technology is really good, but it's not always good enough. That's where reputation comes in. We can now do all the things that we've done before, but we can add reputation information into our analysis. This gives us the edge in protecting our users against brand new threats. With reputation, we can now take away the bad guy's biggest advantage, making a file unique. Why? Well, what's likely to be good? A file hosted on a trustworthy site, widely distributed and digitally signed? Or one that's brand new, not signed, and hosted on an untrustworthy site? Keep in mind that reputation is only possible if you have a massive amount of data. Luckily, there are tens of millions of users in the Norton community, and they all run a lot of different software programs. That's hundreds of millions of files. Most of these are good applications from a known origin and publisher, and they share a lot of other common characteristics that help us to decide what their reputation is. On the other hand, threats don't share these characteristics, so it's easy for us to use reputation analysis to help determine whether a file is good or bad. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do users have to get involved deciding the reputation of a file? The answer is no. Norton does all of this automatically. Let's see Quorum in action. What if you could be warned that a new, never-been-seen-before program is unsafe before you install it? With Download Insight, that's exactly what you get. Most of the time, downloading will work just like it always does, but in those cases where there's a file that's questionable, we don't really know for sure if it's good or bad, Quorum will be there to provide exactly the warning you need. It's very cool. Download Insight gives users all this great information on the safety of the download, and it advises them on whether they should continue to install or not. That saves them the hassle of just guessing, or worse, trying to install an unsafe file. Why is this important? Can't we just keep silently deleting files that we know are bad? Well, most of the time, that works just fine. The problem is, today, a lot of malware doesn't just sneak onto the PC. Users are actually downloading and installing programs that they think are legitimate. Maybe it's a bogus AV program that's supposed to scan their system. Or maybe they're trying to download a codec so that they can watch a video that their, quote, friend sent them. Unless we tell them what's happening and why, they're likely to get confused about the situation. So let's talk about what else we've enhanced this year. Sonar 2 is a second-generation malware engine that uses information from all the other technologies we have to make a determination about whether a file should be trusted or it should be convicted as a threat. Think of Sonar as a judge that sits and listens to arguments from both the prosecution and the defense before making a decision. Sonar uses information from the Norton servers in the cloud to get reputation information, signatures, and it also uses behavioral information on the PC, as well as patterns of network activity and even file attributes to make a decision about whether a file is bad. This year, we looked at what users want to know about a malicious file. We wanted to be totally sure that the experience is clear and unambiguous, so we answered the fundamental questions users have when they're presented with a threat. What should you do? What just happened? Where did it come from? Even better, you don't have to wait for a download or install to see this information. You can actually get it about any file or process on your machine. Again, all this great information is possible because of the reputation technology that we've integrated into the product. So we've just talked about performance and protection. What else is new? We understand that users want to be safe, but they also want a PC that runs as fast as the day they bought it. For users who want to dig deeper into what's happening on the system, we've added a new screen. We call it the flip side of the UI, where we've added a few advanced features for the more technically inclined. The top half of the screen shows System Insight, which is new for 2010. System Insight shows you what's been happening on your machine, things like downloads, installs, scans, even threats that have been detected. With a quick look at System Insight, you can see your PC's history and even see past program installations. The bottom half of the screen shows current system CPU utilization. The view can be toggled to see memory usage as well. You can mouse over any point on the graph and see the top processes responsible for CPU use. We keep this information for about a month, so you can always go back in history. With this feature, users can do a bit of investigative work when their PC starts to behave strangely. At that point, the user can decide to remove the offending program and voila, the problem's solved. While the Flip interface gives you tools to manage performance, we've improved a number of features as well. Our anti-spam solution has been completely updated for this year. It's professional strength and it's been shown to be about 98% effective in internal testing. Even better, the solution requires no training. That means less time spent setting up and more time reading email. Another highlight is how we protect users when they're online. Admit it, search sites have become the new internet portal for most users. Search engines are really good at providing relevant results, but the downside is they don't focus on providing safe results. With SafeWeb, users see a really clear red, yellow, or green icon right next to each search result. That helps them understand whether the site is malicious, a phishing site, or safe to shop on, all before they ever click the link. As more and more websites are requiring complicated or longer passwords, ID Safe saves the day by remembering all the information that you have to type in every day. We've added the ability to save that profile to a USB drive when users have multiple PCs, and we even added the ability to save a login manually, which covers Windows 32 applications or sites that require a user to enter a passcode via a keypad. Usernames, passwords, addresses, even credit card numbers can all be stored with ID Safe. OnlineFamily.Norton takes family safety to the next level. Unlike programs that do nothing more than help you spy on your kids, OnlineFamily.Norton encourages collaboration between parent and child. It combines excellent web filtering and tools to help kids understand the house rules and a truly usable user interface that helps parents understand what their children are doing when they're online. On top of all these new features and protection and performance enhancements, users always have access to our support 24/7 by phone, chat, or email. In addition, if users need a quick question answered, they can visit the online forum. It's likely another user has already asked the same question, but if not, our lively community is almost sure to help them out. That concludes our quick overview on the enhancements for 2010. For more information, visit our website. Thanks for your time and interest. Hopefully you're excited to take a closer look at the product for yourself.